Okay, so today we're going to look at our apportionment project. So here we are in our course shell. Let's go down here to the project. Okay, so our project. First we have our information or our instructions, I should say. So let's take a look at this. I think it's fairly straightforward. Oh, guess I should have downloaded this previously. Okay, so it's an apportionment project for fall, so we're using it in the summer. So there's a spreadsheet in the next tab. It contains population data from the 2020 census. We're going to use this data to compute the allocations of members of the House of Representatives. There are 435 of them as far as voting members. Territories such as Puerto Rico and Guam do not get voting members, so they're not included in this count, as well as Washington, D.C. But again, this is a math class, so we're not going to worry about the social studies portion. Each state, we're going to calculate what each state would receive using Hamilton's method. Now, this isn't the current method used. Then I want you to look up the updated number of representatives for each state and compare the two outcomes. One thing to remember is every state must have at least one representative. So let's go back here and look at this spreadsheet. Now, I highly recommend using Excel. I believe you can get a copy of it through the school, same as Word, as it is a Microsoft product. If you don't have experience with it, you may want to talk to a friend that knows a little bit about it. Basically, while you can do this project by hand, I don't recommend it. There is a lot of repetitive mathematics in this project. So let's look at our spreadsheet here. Everything's going slow. So what I've given you is the state and its population for every state, all 50. And well, this had the sum. I don't think I had the sum on my spreadsheet. So you'll want to download this. It's very basic. And this is what you'll end up with. Now, I accidentally deleted the sum. So in case you ever wondered how this works, if you have a column of data, numbers, you can go down to the end of it, hit this little symbol here, which is sigma for sum, and it'll give you the sum. Hit enter, and there you go. Now, what we need to figure out is how many people per representative, or how many people does each representative ideally represent. So we take our population, and I'm just going to work this over here using the magic of Excel and set up a, now let's go down a little further. We take and we set it, and how to do these formulas in this, you simply go equals, and that is B52. And you can see how it highlights the cell that we're looking at, and we're going to divide that by 435. So this is our divisor. Let me write that down so I don't forget it. 756510. Okay. So now we can go back up here to the top. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use another formula. this cell equals the previous cell, which is B2, divided by 756510. And there you have it. That is the calculation, the initial calculation. Now, the neat thing about Excel is I can go on that cell that has a formula, hit Control and C, and then highlight the rest of the cells in that column, and then hit Control V, and it'll do all that math for me. Now, what we're going to look at, we want to delete the decimal portion. So yes, this is a little tedious, and I'm sure there's a quicker way to do it, but I don't know Excel as well as I'd like. So we're going to go down our list. Now this one is 0, but remember at the end it has to have at least 1. So we'll go through this list, dropping the decimal. Okay, getting there. Be careful with this. And again, I know there's a way to do it. I've done it before, I just can't remember it. So yes, if you have somebody that knows Excel better than me, feel free to use any shortcuts they can come up with. If you don't have Excel, you can use another spreadsheet system if you have one. Doing this by hand, it's tedious just doing what I'm doing. I can only imagine how tedious it would be doing all this math. Although it's simple math, it does take a long time. Okay, so now we have our numbers. So this is our initial allocation. So now I can set up a formula here because I need to know what is the decimal part. So equals, and I got column C, row 2, and I'm going to subtract column D, row 2. So I have equals C2 minus D2. And you can see it highlights them, and I hit enter. Again, that is the decimal part. Now here, do my control copy again. And I go through, and I do control V. Now, next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn these zeros into ones and get rid of that so we don't accidentally give somebody 2. One, get rid of that. I think there's one more, yeah. Get rid of that. Now here's another trick that you can do in Excel. Well, first let's do a summation here. We're going to sum up this column and see what we have. So again, just hit sum, hit enter. So we're at 412. We need 435. So remember, Hamilton's method is you find out who has the highest decimal part, and you just go down the line. The one with the highest, you add 1 to it. The one with the second highest, you add 1 to, till you get everything done. So you can use a trick here. We can highlight this column like this. Go up here to this A to Z, sort and filter, and I want to filter largest to smallest. Now, this here, this expand the selection, will rearrange the first 4 columns as well, so that everything will be associated correctly. So we're going to go ahead and sort, and it, we went smallest to largest. I wanted to go largest to smallest, and that's not quite right either. So let's undo that, and we'll just do it the hard way. So we're going to start off looking for decimal parts in the 9 range, and we can get this out of the way and color them. That's something simple. Decimal in the 9. There's one. We're using blue. There's another one. There we go. Looking for another. Here's another. Use the blue. Again, I'm sure there is an easier way to do this. In the past, it has worked. The method I tried, but for some reason it didn't work today. So we have to make things a little more difficult. So on the plus side, we know there's not 35 of them. So we don't need to see which one's the highest. We know all of these are the highest and it's not going to fit it. So this blue one, we're going to change that from 3 to 4. This one, we're going to change from 8 to 9. This one, 5 to 6. This one, 3 to 4. I think that was a lot. There's one there. This one, 16 to 17. I think that's the last one. And now we're at 417. So we still got a ways to go. So now we're going to look for decimal parts with 0.8 something or other. And there's our first one, and we'll go ahead and give that a different color so we know it's different. There's another one here. Different color. Different. This one we can take out now, and we'll take this out. And this one out so we don't accidentally do it again. Here's an 8. And we'll do that one. Scrolling down, we want to delete that one. Any 8s? There's an 8. Then we'll do that one. And that's all of them. So now we go through here, and this is going to go up to 2. And we'll go ahead and delete that one. This will go from 3 to 4. Get this out of the way. All right, this one will go from 1 to 2. Get that out of the way. Oh, we missed one. 7. Got to be careful. 39. Okay, so now we're looking for, we're at 422. We still need 13 more. Now let's look at our 7s. There's a 7 there. There's a 7. There's a 7. There's a 7. There's a couple 7s. There's a 7. And we're done. So this goes from 9 to 10. Goes from 7 to 8. This goes from 4 to 5. That's 1 to 2. 11 to 12. 2 to 3. 7 to 8. Okay, we're at 429, so we need 6 more. So we're looking at 6s. There's a 6. There's a 6. That's 2. There's a 6. That's 3. There's a 6. That's 4. That's it. Dang it, we didn't quite make it. Then we'll change that from 28 to 29. That's Florida. Work our way down. Looking for green. This one. New York goes from 25 to 26. Oregon goes from 5 to 6. Did I miss one? I'm at 3. I need 3 more, but I thought I had. Yep, there it is. 17. So now I need 2 more. So let's see. There's 5, 0. Now we'll go gray, I guess. We need 2. There's 5, 0. Now we don't just stop here, because what we need to do is find the 2 highest. But the good news is there's only 2 that are, so we change that to 3. And we change that to 7. And that should give it to us. Yep. So at this point, you can delete this column here. Delete column, you don't need it. This is what I need. And then here, what you would do is you'd look up the actual data. It should be available with a simple Google search. Run the list down. The states are alphabetically, so it shouldn't be an issue. And then you can do, so like say 6, 2, 5, 7. That's what they are. You can do a simple formula here. Equals D2 minus F2. And then again, control copy, control C, control V to paste. And you can see this is our value is 1 more, our value is 1 less, our value is 5 more, our value is 3 less. So that's what I want to see. That's it. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to ask via email, preferably email. The in Canvas, this here, I do get it, but I don't get it till about midnight if I'm lucky. So email is the best way to go if you have any questions. And that is that.